Hello, hello. I believe I'm live. Just waiting for confirmation from the peanut gallery that I'm live. Yay, we're live. Hey, what's that? Audio? Audio? Hang on a second. That shouldn't be desktop audio. No, but I know what you're talking about. Is that better? Hello? Is it better? No fan noise? Not when I'm not talking? Well, that's...
It's an improvement. Let's just keep it that way.
All right. let me check it on Facebook because I might have to cut the mic. Hey guys, if anybody's joining, hang in there. We're getting our stuff together. Me and the tech support team are working on this, so bear with me. Are you sure? Is it just because of the...
I have no idea.
Like the sound's glitchy, is that what you're saying? Are you sure? Yeah. Just because of the... That's the wrong audio. Bear with me, guys. I'm trying to get my audio straightened out. This isn't what I wanted. This says mic aux desktop audio. Just because of the... That's the wrong audio. Bear with me, guys. I'm trying to get my audio straightened out. This isn't what I wanted. This says mic aux desktop audio. Yeah, that's terrible. That's the wrong audio. That's terrible. Alright, sorry guys, I'm working on audio. We're having a little issue here, and I don't know quite what the heck it's doing. Check. That says mic aux. Okay, let me do this. That one's muted. That one's muted. Check. How's that sound? Does that sound any better? Check. How's that sound? Does that sound any better? I don't know. Okay. Audio's being weird on me tonight, guys. So I'm sorry. We're kind of delayed here. So anyway, hey, we're getting started. It's 7 o'clock. We're doing live here on Sunday night. I am just freshly returning from a fishing trip down southern Illinois, and we had a blast. It was a good time. We went down to, well, let me start. Yeah, thanks for joining. So, and I halfway put together some notes before I discovered I had some technical issues. So, we're flying by the seat of our pants tonight, kids. Anyway, so no, we just got back from Southern Illinois. We camped down at Giant City State Park for starting Tuesday, and got back this morning afternoon, and I just kind of got all my stuff cleaned up and getting ready to start the work week, of course. But we had a blast. It was a good time. Weather was a little challenging. Let's see. Tuesday, we drove down there. There was a snowstorm on Tuesday afternoon on April 20, was it 21st, 20th, something like that. So that was amusing, I guess, if you want to call it that. And so we got down there, drove in the snow, and of course it froze overnight, so the boat was like an icicle the following morning. Even though the weather was nice, the boat was like frozen. So I had to go park it out in the sun and let the sun kind of melt it a little bit before we got to go anywhere. So good times. And then, so we defrosted the boat. Fish part of the day Wednesday, all day Thursday, and part of the day Friday because we were delayed by rain. And Saturday was a complete washout, and it just rained all day. And we could have went out, but we weren't ready to tackle that, I don't think. But I mean, it was raining all day. We were kind of counting on getting out a little bit on Saturday afternoon once the rain quit, and it stopped about 4:30, 5 o'clock. So just in time to, just enough time to get on the water and maybe catch a fish and then get back off the water. So we opted not to go. So anyway, but yeah, it was a good time. It was a good time. We had some good time just kind of hanging out and going out to dinner and grilling some steaks on the grill and having a campground raided by raccoons. That was fun. Kind of got into our trash one evening, and somebody left it outside, so had to fix that the next night. So but yeah, it was a good deal. While we're there, we spent all of our time on Cedar Lake in. For those who aren't familiar with it, it's actually run by the city of Carbondale and the U.S. Forest Service, kind of a split management deal. And it's a real beautiful lake, kind of like Devil's Kitchen, kind of like Little Grassy, on the smaller side, and horsepower restricted. So with me having that 70-horse motor on the boat, of course, we had to troll everywhere, and so we had to strategically drop the boat where we wanted to fish at that particular day, because you just can't make that whole lake on a trolling motor. I probably could have, but it took us forever to get where we were going. So, of course, and then we're sitting there one day fishing, and we're watching this guy blow by us with three guys on the boat. He's playing it out, and I'm sure he had at least a 50 on his boat, and he's just flying on down the lake, and that was entertaining. So don't do that, guys. It's not cool. But anyway, so yeah, we had a good time. We ended up with 40 fish for the trip total, and numerous dinks that we threw back. We threw back probably 100 plus fish. I'd say 50 plus each day. So yeah, it was kind of a dink-palooza. You had to kind of wade through the small ones, but then you got into some bigger ones. And I caught another bona fide 2-pounder while we were there. So that was cool. And Carl caught some nice ones. Maybe not quite the 2 pounds, but he he caught all the bigger fish the last 2 days. I was catching mostly the dinks and a couple 10 inches here and there, but he was on the bigger fish. So, and I actually got some use out of my live scope. Have you seen any messages? Okay. Hey guys, if you're on, how many people you have on? I got Kenny Hall and a bunch of others on Facebook. Any good guys available tomorrow? I don't know why those guys. Why people think they're gonna book a guide on a day's notice at Reelfoot. It's just not likely to happen, guys. I'll talk about that later. But anyway, so yeah, we had a good time. I actually got some use out of live scope, or I can't say use out of live scope, but I actually learned a little about using live scope. And for those who aren't familiar with Cedar Lake, it's not necessarily a lake that you can just kind of go pound the banks and catch fish, right? Because there's a lot of vegetation, so you can't. It's hard to just go up and start fishing the bank. There's some spots that are open, particularly in deeper water, but in most places there's vegetation where you're up on the bank, so it's really hard to do that. So Cedar Lake does have a bunch of brush piles that are put in there, and so I actually managed to find the brush piles, get us on brush piles, mark them. Hey, Tracy Massey, Wiley Clark, Kenny, Clint, thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for joining. So I was actually able to throw a marker out, and I could watch the weight go down, and man, it hit right in the middle of where that bundle of fish was, or that piece of structure. And so I think I'm starting to get the hang of that, and I actually got to the point where I would drop a marker on a piece of structure, and we'd drop a line in there, and boom! As soon as you dropped the line in there, they were on it. Problem was, the fish weren't a darn bit interested in jigs. Zero interest in jigs. I dropped jigs till I was blue in the face, and I could not get them to bite on jigs. So we ended up using a drop shot setup. So we weight on the bottom. I tied one on mine. Carl had his tied a little different, but basically we're using drop shot setup, dropping on that structure and or around that structure. We were also using with a minnow, of course, and we're also using. I took one of my spider rigging rods with the bobber and the double hook, double minnow rig set up on it, and I would flip it out there and drop it on that spot, and I mean, bam! But only with minnows. Jigs were not jigs were not in play this week. They were just not interested in them. So. But yeah, we caught, like I say, hundreds of fish, and ended up keeping 40. Had a really good time. But yeah, I finally got at least a little bit of a feel for how the live scope works, and I was able to kind of cruise along some of the banks real slow. And I actually found stuff that is not marked on the maps, because Cedar Lake has a map of fish attractors on iFish Illinois site, and it'll show you exactly where those are dropped, and it's got the GPS. It's got the GPS markers on it, but I actually found some stuff that wasn't marked, that was either laydowns or somebody else dropped in there. Found one place where there's a bunch of those spider ball things that they put in. I don't know what do you call them, spider or something. It looked like an octopus in the water, but anyway, they porcupine balls or whatever. But back behind, where there's like 3 or 4 of those things in a little pocket, there's a stake bed back there. So actually found some more stuff that I wasn't necessarily looking for, but we found fish on them. So it was a good time. I just have to kind of improve on that, and then ultimately learn how to isolate on bigger fish. So hopefully that's soon to come, but I think it's just going to take me a while to figure it out. But yeah, it was fun. It was a good time. But yeah, so we did that. So that was kind of a recap of what we did this last week. Just wanted to kind of go over that, and then what do we have upcoming in 2 weeks? 2 weeks from today, as a matter of fact, we'll be headed down to Reelfoot Lake, and we're gonna have a special live on that Sunday. Again, provided that we have cell phone signal. And this is not going to be a YouTube live. It's just going to be a Facebook live on Panfish Guy page, on the Panfish Guy page, Facebook page. And we're going to do a giveaway. We're going to do another giveaway. So our last giveaway for 500 subscribers went really well. But and matter of fact, the packages will be shipping out tomorrow. If you happen to see the video here, James Arganza was our winner from Maryland. His packages are going to ship out tomorrow, but he's not going to be able to utilize the Rend Lake fishing trip that was in the package. So we're gonna do a new giveaway for that, and we're gonna do it a little bit different. But in 2 weeks at Reelfoot, when we're down at Reelfoot, in 2 weeks on the, May the 9th. And again, I started to put together notes here, and then I got distracted because my stuff wasn't working, so I had to fix it. But we're going to be doing a giveaway for a Rend Lake summer live scope trip with Buckbrush Fishing Guides after June 1st. 4-hour live scope trip for one person, and we're going to do that through my webpage, through panfishguide.com on the web. And that's not a Facebook, that's not YouTube, that's an actual page you can Google and go to. But and I'm going to put all the details on there, but basically what it's going to amount to is I have a contact form on the website. You'll fill out that contact form with your email address, and there'll be a couple other particulars, like one, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and not anything too busy. But ultimately, if you enter, I need you to be able to take that trip, because I'm not going to have another opportunity to give that away. So if you're interested, and say you're in Kansas and you can't make the trip, well, might want to pass on that. I need somebody who's semi-local or at least can travel far enough to make it to utilize that trip. So, but in 2 weeks we're going to give that away. So watch for details. It's going to be on panfishguy.com. I will share it on my Facebook pages as well and in my groups. But kind of keep an eye out for that, and we will make it happen. But 2 weeks. This is not going to be on YouTube. It's going to be strictly on the Panfish Guy Facebook page. So yeah. Yeah, that's it. All right. What else we got going on? Yeah, okay. Already talked about that. So I'm out of notes now. So, what do we got coming up? So yeah, we're going to Reelfoot 2 weeks. Guys, I've been really lax on working on video. I've filmed. I'm kind of in a filming phase right now. So I'm filming. Filmed all week last week or this week. We filmed down at Reelfoot. I filmed a couple of weekends around here too. So I've got a lot of projects pending, but there's and I've got one I kind of framed up, ready to start, but I still gotta get through the details on it. So hope to have another video out by later this week. So I'm gonna work on that this week and try to get some more content out there because I've been a little stagnant, but we're gonna have a bunch coming up, and I mean a bunch. So not only do we have the Reelfoot thing coming up, that's our second Reelfoot trip this year. We're gonna be what did we have? Of course, all the footage we had from this week. Gonna do do a little bit of travel stuff here in May. Going to be traveling out to Wyoming, doing some road tripping out there. So kind of check some stuff out up that way. And what else do we have? Let's see. It's only 7:20, so I gotta fill out at least a half hour. But oh, hang on, hold on. Oh. Hang on, guys. I'm seeing something here. So my chat thing was weird. Okay. That's going to screw up my window, but whatever. Okay. All right. Yeah, well, I do have some comments coming through. So, Chris, went to Perryville Lake today. I've heard that's a good lake, actually. Somebody was telling me about that. Said Perryville had some good fish in it. But, so Chris says he went to Perryville Lake today. He's on Facebook and blew a wheel bearing onto trailer. Wow. Boy, don't I know that story. Did you have to fix it on the road, Chris? Can I respond to that? Yeah, let me respond to that. Okay. Yeah, I know that story all too well, blown out wheel bearing. Luckily, when I've done that in the past, I've almost always discovered it when I got home. Hello, James. Thanks for joining. How you doing? Yeah, so usually when I discovered my wheel bearing went out is when I back into the driveway and I see smoke in the rearview mirror, and I'm like, what's going on back there? So I've actually on my old trailer, I haven't done it yet on a new trailer, knock on wood, but on my old trailer, at one point I had to replace the entire axle because that thing the spindle was shot, and I had maybe another 50 miles in that on that axle before the wheel came off of it. So it was in bad shape. I took the nut off the outside and pulled the wheel off, or actually I just pulled the wheel off, and pieces of metal shavings, everything just flew out of there, so it was no fun. But yeah, I've done, let's see. Yeah, I think I blew one. I think I've changed one. Yeah, I wore another one out after I changed the axle. So, and then several before that. So, but at least it didn't totally come apart, and the wheel and the hub flew off and into the woods. And And so yeah, it was it was somewhat uneventful for me because I actually got it home, but doing it on the road would suck. I actually we were driving. What was it? We were driving to Rend. No, yeah, last Sunday we were driving to Southern Illinois to kind of do a preview of our trip this week, and we had a had a guy pass us pulling a boat. Looked like a little older boat, and he came past us on 64, and I started smelled like a brake, like somebody's brake was stuck or something, and then pretty soon, kapow! And the guy's tire blew up right in front of us, and yeah, it like when the rubber came off of it, it tore up his. It had like the just kind of the bolt on lights on the side of the trailer, and it tore it all up. It was hanging down. Who knows what else he tore up? But yeah, I felt bad for him, but you know I had places to be, so. But yeah, it's imperative you keep up on your trailers because yeah, that's like I pulled that camper this weekend, and I've had a tire blowout on those, and it is no fun. It is no fun whatsoever. So let's see who else we got commented here. So we got Chris Stewart. Good evening. Hey Stewart, I got your message this week, but for some reason it was something to do with it was on Facebook, but it came through Instagram, or it was on Instagram and it came through Facebook, and for the life of me, I couldn't respond to it. I don't know what happened, but I tried to respond to your message, and it wouldn't let me do it. So it's like it wanted me to integrate Facebook and Instagram, and I thought it was already, but I don't know what was going on. It was weird. So, but yeah, I got your message. We'll have to try that another time because enjoyed meeting you. It'd be good to hang out sometime. So we'll try it another time, Stuart. And then James, howdy PFG, James Arganza, our contest winner. By the way, James. Your James, I'm gonna type this in and I'll say it too. James, your packages will Okay. So, James, your package is going out tomorrow. Packages, I should say. There'll be actually this box here, and then there'll also be a tube with the rod in it. So, kind of keep an eye out for those. But I'll send you the tracking numbers when I get them too. But those should go out. And where else was I? So, did that. We do have a new contest coming up. I already said that. What else do I need to say, Tabitha? You don't know. You're the person with all the ideas. You're what? Oh, yeah, and I got interrupted. All right, so. All right, who else we got? Scott Coleman, Mark Huey, Judy B, Tracy Massey. So, yeah. So anyway, we got Reelfoot coming up. We're going to Wyoming, and then after that, it's going to be kind of I think next week. Well, next weekend I'm going to get up to Rend Lake and hang out I don't know if I'm going Saturday, but I'm planning on Sunday for they got the Crappie Masters tournament going on up there. I know there's another tournament on Saturday too, but I don't know if I want to go up and fight that traffic or not. But I need to get up there in those bushes, and with the weather forecast for this week, them fish ought to be getting up there really good now. So it's just something I got to learn, So like live scope and other things, but yeah, we're gonna do that next weekend. Like I say, Reelfoot's coming up, so we got a lot of good, exciting stuff going on, and filming a lot of content. It's just a matter of getting that content onto YouTube. But we will have another giveaway going on. Scotty, make sure you get in that. That's like I say, if you get in on that one, I need you to be local or at least able to travel to utilize that trip, because I'm probably not going to have another chance to give it away after that, because it starts June 1st. So I think that's going to do it for me, though. But again, check the Panfish Guy, panfishguy.com webpage for the details, and you'll actually enter through the webpage. But you do have to be subscribed to the PFG Fishing YouTube page as well. So, like I say, just look for the details there. I'll be posting links and stuff once I get it updated. So, and Matt England is live now. You guys get a chance, go check him out. He's always got a bunch of good information. So, Matthew Daniel England. And what else we got? So in the meantime, need you guys to go check out, if you haven't already, our friends. And so it's going to be our friends at which way? There we go, right here. My724outdoors.com. Ray Warren and Company. We actually got together with them down at Reelfoot, and Ray filmed some content down there, so he's going to have some original content coming up. Just some Reelfoot Lake tourist stuff at Reelfoot Lake on his my724.com. Let's see, my724outdoors.com. He's going to have it on his YouTube channel. I'm sure he's going to have it on his webpage too. So make sure you check them out. And then we got our buddies at Brush Pile Jigs, Lee Sharp and Company, Brush Pile Pete, all those good folks up in Decatur, Illinois. Always go check them out. They got some good products. Getting Jiggy Jigs, our buddy Blake Ray, Aaron Ray, the boss lady, and of course Morgan. Morgan, the crappie fishing or crappie pointing Labrador Retriever. Yeah, she's awesome. And then we also want to check out Buckbrush Fishing Guides at Wren Lake. And I'll say it right, Buckbrush Fishing Guides. No G in there. And check them out on YouTube or Facebook and on the web. Also, if you get a chance, you want a unique right now. Actually, this coming week is going to be probably prime time for their specialty, which is buckbrush fishing at Wren Lake, and it's a unique experience. You get hung up 1,000 times, but you catch some dandy fish. And to my understanding, they've got openings for the next few weeks, and it's gonna be prime time. They're gonna be catching some big fish in that brush. So make sure you get out there, check them out, give them a call, get hooked up with them. I think we're still gonna do a video with them. I got get back to I got to get back to Jason on that. I know we've both been busy, but I think we're still doing a video. Hopefully, it's not the week I'm at Reelfoot. That would be unfortunate, but. So anyway, yeah, definitely go check them out. So we got Brush Pile, Getting Jiggy. Yeah, that's our friends. So I say check them out and buy their products. Check their products. They got some good stuff. And I am going to jump a little early, unless somebody's got questions. Who's got questions tonight? I don't have a fishing report. Like I say, I just got in from Cedar Lake or from Southern Illinois, so it's I've been kind of scrambling all afternoon to get the camper cleaned out and get all my other stuff together and put the boat away and all that good stuff, and then get some food and then come down here and do a live. So kind of been a mad scramble today, but you know that's pretty much every day. It's like a Monday almost. So who's got questions? Charles Coomer's watching. Hey Charles, thanks for joining. Anybody got questions on Facebook? Anybody got questions on YouTube? Let's hear them. What are your next? Okay, James. What are your next few videos going to be about? Okay, that's a good question. So next few videos will be. I gotta remember. My next video is going to be about pre-spawn. So yeah, I came into this year having some preconceived ideas about how I was going to catch fish during the pre-spawn, and apparently those preconceived ideas were to use the phrase piss poor ideas. So hey Ricky, hey, I'll tell you here in just a minute. No, apparently my preconceived ideas were not maybe valid. They were probably valid, but they weren't working. So I had basically a series of. I went fishing on a Saturday and a Sunday and a Saturday and a Sunday, and I think for 4 fishing trips it yielded like 3 fish. So it was rough, and you know I was trying to do the things that I thought would be good strategies for pre-spawn, and you know lakes I'm familiar with, and I've caught fish before at pre-spawn. So it actually we're talking crappie, James. So yeah, I don't bass fish on purpose, James. I catch bass all the time. They're kind of a bycatch for crappie fishing because they like to eat jigs, they like to eat minnows, and I use both. And so yeah, I actually my last video I caught one. It was like 4 pounds 4 ounces, but that's not what I'm targeting. That's not what I'm trying to catch. We're doing the crappie fishing thing. So well, I'll tell you, keep watching. Keep watching, James. I'm trying to get better at like doing some more informational stuff on the videos too. But I'll tell you there's a bunch of good guys on YouTube to watch if you're looking for good information on crappie fishing. So let me just to name a few, James. You need to go check these out. If you had. So let me list these off, James. What do we go? Hey, Victor, how you doing, buddy? Thanks for joining us. So YouTubers to watch for crappie fishing information, and guys chime in if I'm missing somebody. So the first one you want to check out is Richard Jean, the Fishing Machine. He's awesome. He's funny as heck. I didn't get him at first, but he kind of won me over after a while because the whole Elmo thing, I wasn't quite clear on what that was about, and as I watched more, I started to get it. So, but I thought he was just kind of a weirdo, but no, he's legit, and boy, he gives you a lot of good information. Who else we got? 3 Pound Crappie Fishing or 3 Pound Fishing. He's here in Illinois. You got Wired for Crappie he's down East Tennessee, East Tennessee. Who else are some of those I follow? Asleep at the Reel TV on YouTube. That's Chris Gill down in Texas. He's great. Charlie Burrow. I think it's called Go Fish with Charlie Burrow. Who else we got? I know I'm missing somebody. Wired for Crappie. Crappie Professor, but he's not on YouTube, I don't think. I think he's just strictly on Facebook, and I think he gets booted from Facebook occasionally for his political views, my understanding. But and then who else we got? I know I'm missing somebody. Flopping Crappie. SK's Crappie Catching Adventures. He's down in Texas too, down around Houston, and he's really informative. You got what's his buddy? Fishing Can. Come on, guys, help me out here. Fishing Can. What's his YouTube handle? I forget. Dang it. I'll think of, Hook City TV. Yeah. Hook City, check him out. He's good too. So yeah, there's a lot of good, and I'm sure I'm missing a ton, but yeah, there's a lot of great. And Mike Baker videos. He's here in Southwest Missouri, Lake of the Ozarks, out in Western Missouri, and he's very informative. He's got a lot of good stuff. So lots of Crappie Head. Yeah, I haven't subscribed to him, but I've seen him out there. So yeah, there's a bunch of them that you should check out, James. I just kind of fish and I tell you what I catch, and sometimes I talk about what I'm doing, but most times it's just, Hook City. I figured that one out. But yeah, it's there's lots of good channels to watch, so check them out. And then he had one more question. What was it? James, if you had one bait or lure that was the only one you could use for crappie, what would it be? Well, if it came right down to it, and I only had one thing I could use, say, the rest of my life or a particular trip, it would be minnows, because those have always been reliable. Hey, Bill Long, how you doing? Where'd you see me at, Bill? Yeah, that picture looks familiar. Yeah, Hook City. That's the guy I was thinking of. So, so if I had to choose one bait or one, because really, like I said, I was talking about before some of y'all joined, but when I went down to Cedar Lake this week, the fish were not a bit interested in jigs. Not whatsoever. We didn't catch one fish on jigs. I wore myself out dropping jigs on fish, and I could see them on the live scope. They swim up to it, look at it, nah, and that went on for a long time before I finally started using a drop shot with a minnow, and they hit that right away. So they wanted minnows. They didn't want jigs this weekend. So if I had my choice, yeah, I'd go. If I only had one choice, it would be minnows. So there you have it. Bobber and a minnow is always fun anyway. So anyway, what else was I got? Oh, so anyway, a couple guys were asking how the fishing was at Oh, thanks, Victor. Yeah, I forgot about that. Uncle Bill, how you doing, man? Good to see ya. Uncle Bill. Oh yeah, Uncle Bill's Crappy Attitude. We gotta check him out too. Yeah, he's got some good information on his channel too. So check him out. Yes, live minnows, James. All right. So, anyways, I got my hand in front of the camera, but I'm trying to read comments here. So let's see what else. Mr. Carl, how you doing, buddy? Thanks for joining us. Carl had some fun this week, I think. He caught some good ones. International Man of Mystery. So, but yeah. So as far as Cedar Lake went, a couple guys asked. I probably said it over earlier, but so forgive me for repeating. But they asked. So fishing was actually good down there. I actually learned how to use the live scope a little bit. What I didn't. We probably caught 100 fish each day, but a lot of them were 6, 7, 8 inches long. Right? They were small, and then, man, they were ready to spawn any time. Man, them bellies were full of eggs. So we ended up, but I was able to actually go around and spotlight the brush piles there with the live scope, and actually put a marker on them and drop right down on top of them. And like I said, I did that with jigs, nothing. We changed over to minnows and doing like a drop shot thing, and I'd actually use one of my 16-foot ACC spider rigging rods and drop on it with a bobber and a double minnow rig down to the depth you're seeing the fish, man. And I mean, as soon as you put it in there, bang, they're hitting it. But they had no interest in jigs whatsoever. So it was weird. But we adapted, you know. So you know what? That's weird. Okay, I get it now. So I'm not seeing any Facebook comments on here. I'm only seeing YouTube. Okay, I'm getting it. Yeah. So that's I always kind of keep that in my pocket, Uncle Bill, because we sometimes we get spoiled with jigs, and we get out there, and then they're not interested, and that's all you got. That's all you got to throw at them, you know. So usually try to keep some if I'm going to a lake that that I know there's a bait shop nearby. I'll pick some up even if I don't end up using them. You know, I'll give them to somebody else or something. But I always try to keep some around if possible. So, but let's see. Where else was I going? But yeah, so we caught some nice fish down at Cedar though. Had to wade through the small ones. I caught a 2-pounder the first day we fished down there after we defrosted the boat, of course. And we only caught like 6 the first day, but I was still kind of figuring out how to kind of get the live scope on those brush piles, and once I figured it out, it was good stuff. I was able to get right on top of them, and but like I say, that particular lake, because of the vegetation in it, you can't just go beat the banks to death and fish, because there's not a lot of openings in that vegetation. So there are in some places, maybe where there's lay down a few places where there's lay downs or deeper water, but yeah, it's kind of hard to get on actually fish on the bank there with all the stuff, with all the vegetation they got. So, but yeah, it was interesting. Did a little learning and caught some fish. We ended up with a gallon of fish for the trip. So after we filleted them, we had four quart bags full. So. I took that big freezer for nothing, I guess, but maybe we'll fill it up at Real Food. Who knows? But yeah, we're gonna get to that. But like I say, I'm filming a lot of content. It's just a matter of getting it on the page and get it, make it a decent video and not just throw a bunch of slop out there. So bear with me on that. We'll get some videos out soon. And like I say, I'll try to have one done this week. Hang on. Ricky had a question. So Bill Long, you said on the chat, you said you just saw me. So tell me where you saw me, because your picture looks familiar, but I don't remember meeting you. So maybe I bumped into you at the boat ramp or something. So let me know where you saw me though. Yeah, Ricky, it's a 10-horse lake. We went there a couple years ago, and the water was real muddy, and I caught like one little dink crappie, and you were bass fishing. There wasn't much going on. Caught a bunch of bass while we were there too. Carl, who was with us, he actually lost one that was probably five plus pounds. He was mad, but yeah, it was a good time. Oh, okay, I got you. All right. Thanks, Bill. Thanks for the clarification. Yeah, I was just like, okay, where did I meet you at? Because I talked to a bunch of guys at the boat ramps while I was down there, so didn't know if I'd maybe bumped into you at the boat ramp. But last I checked, I think you're in Texas, right, Bill? So, or in that general vicinity. So, all right. So what else we got? Yeah, that was a pretty poor day, Rick. I'm starting to learn that lake a little better though with the live scope. So you're on your own for the bass, but I figured out how to get on those brush piles now. So, yep, Central Texas. Yeah. So yeah, you want to check out another Texas crappie guy? Check out Uncle Bill. Uncle Bill's Crappie Attitude. He's got some good stuff on there. But yeah, so anyway, like I say, I think we're gonna call it an evening, unless anybody else has got. Yeah, I saw that picture, Rick. that was a good one. I don't know how they. I've seen. Didn't you catch another big one there before, or somebody else did? They caught one that was like 6 pounds out of there, but it's a little bitty pond. He caught a 5-pound bass out of. So I guess they grow them big in those little ponds like that. But who knows? I don't know if anybody even fishes for them. So they can get big like that. So, but again, just to wrap up though, we are doing that second giveaway coming up in 2 weeks. 2 weeks from tonight, we'll give it away, and it's going to be through my website. So if you go to, and I'll post the details this evening. If you go to panfishguide.com and check out the contest details, it'll tell you how to enter. But again, I need you just a couple of reminders. I need it to be either local that you can utilize the trip, or be able to travel to utilize the trip, because it's in June. This is going to be the last, it starts in June. So this will be my last opportunity to give that away. It was part of my 500 subscriber giveaway package, but The gentleman who won that, James, is from Maryland, and he's not going to make that. Not going to be able to make that trip. So, I'm repurposing that fishing trip for that weekend. So, or for the summer. So, anyway, look for those details on panfishguy.com, and I'll get that posted this evening, and we're gonna give that away in 2 weeks from tonight. So there's no time to waste. Gotta get out there and get signed up for it. So, hey Dustin, how you doing, buddy? Thanks for joining. Hi Heather. Dustin, I'm doing a giveaway for a crappie fishing trip. I know you like to fish for bass, but we're going to give away for a crappie fishing trip at Wren Lake. So if you want to get in, check out my website at panfishguy.com. Or you can go back and watch this video too. You'll have the details in there. Or at least the announcement, and then you can go look at the website once I get it up there. Yep. So anyway, but I think that's going to be a wrap for me tonight. I'm kind of rambling because I had like no script, but we're gonna hit the pavement, and if you want to get in on that contest, just go check out panfishguy.com later on, and it'll be out there. Anyway, we'll talk to you in 2 weeks. 2 weeks, we're not going to be on YouTube. We're just going to be on Panfish Guy, the Facebook page. So make sure you get out there, check that out in 2 weeks, and we will get we'll announce a winner. And again, I still got to kind of work out what the details are, but I think I'm going to try to make it pretty simple. So anyway, y'all have a good evening. We're out of here, and I got to go do some more stuff outside before it gets dark. Have a good evening.